Alright, in this video I'm talking about counting in Python. So very often one wants a program to count how many times something happens. For instance, a video game may need to keep track of how many turns a player has used, or a math program may want to count how many numbers, for example 2, 3 or any number, have a special property. So in this program I want to talk about count. So let's have an example. Through example we will understand very well. So let's have a variable count is equal to 0. Let's have a for loop for I in range of 10, and after that number is equal to, let's have a number which will be an integer. We will take from the user, the program will take from the user, enter a number, asks the user to enter a number. So let's use if statement here. If number is greater than 10, if number is greater than 10, it takes 10 numbers from the user. This program, we have here a for loop which has the range of 10, and it takes 10 number from the user. This is the number. If number is greater than 10, so what to do? Count is equal to count plus 1. We have an increment here. So let's print this. Print there are count number numbers greater than 10. So here in this program we have a count variable. It is assigned to 0. The value of count is 0. After that, for loop, we have a for loop for I in range of 10. So after this we have an input integer, enter a number. So here we take 10 numbers from the user, enter a number. We have an input and we assign this to the number. So we use a for loop here of an if statement, that if the number which the program takes from the user, if this number is greater than 10, count is equal to count plus 1. It is an increment, so it is like count plus plus, also we can call count plus plus. So it is an increment. So count is equal to count plus 1, and after that print there are count numbers greater than 10. Now in this program what we understand? We understand that among 10 numbers, how many numbers are greater than 10? Let's see. This print function is part of this for loop. Okay. Now we run this program. We will see how many numbers are greater than 10. So let's have count.py. So let me, for example, 12, enter a number, 23, 1, it takes 10 number from the user, 4, 56, 12 once again, 34, 67, 92. So there are 7 numbers. So there are 7 numbers greater than 10. In this program, 7 numbers are greater than 10. 7 numbers it has taken from the 10 numbers from the user it has taken, and after that it evaluates how many numbers are greater than 10. Let's have another example. We'll understand a little further. So once again I want to initialize count variable 0. For example, let's rename this count1. After that, count2 is equal to 0. Again we initialize this count from 0, and now we have a for loop for I in range of 10 numbers. So once again, number is equal to integer. Input, we have an input from the user. Enter a number. We just take numbers from the user, and after that we have an if statement. If number is greater than 10, what to do? Count is equal to count plus 1. So it is almost the same program which we had in previous example. So till here it is same. So now we want to have little more. Once again I use if statement. If number is equal to 0, what to do? Count2 is equal to count2 plus 1. So let's have here count1, because in one of them we have count1 and another count2. So let's print this. There are count1, numbers greater than 10, and in another print we have there are, let's have count2, numbers. So in count2 we had here an if statement which is equal to 0. If number is equal to 0, so there are count2 numbers zeros. Let's see how many zeros we have here. So once again I want to print this, and I check how many numbers which is greater than 10 and how many numbers which is 0, equal to 0. So I want to (12), 0, 2, 34, 5, 0, 12 once again, 33, 6, 90. Now here we had, so there are 5 numbers greater than 10, and the other statement there are 2 zeros. Yes, exactly the same. So let's have a little trickier example, which through that we understand this count function or count structure or count statement well. So it is not needed here. I want to clear this, Now again I want to initialize count is equal to 0, and again I want to have a for loop for, let's have j and range of start from 1 and go till 101, and let's have an if statement. If I multiply by 2, divide or is equal to 4, then what to do? Let's increment the count plus 1, and make sure the print statement, if we write a print statement here or a print function here, it is not part of this for loop. This print will be part of this if statement. So to have this print and part of this for loop, we need to write this here. Here in this program we have initialized count into 0, and we run a for loop here, j and range starts from 1 and till 101, and we have an if statement here. If I multiply means I power 2, so I power 2, if we divide this number into 10 and the remainder equal to 4, then just increase or increment the count. So after that, print the count. Let's see what happens here. So yeah, once again I want to print equal to 20.